And when I read of what Trump has been trying to do, putting Elon Musk in charge of Doge and all the other things, my mind went back to the end of the Qing dynasty, the Guangxi emperor, 戊戌变法.
How Singapore should respond. So, should we keep a low profile in this next 4 years?
I think we should try to stay in the shadow and don't attract attention.
恭喜杨荣文尼斯集第3集的新书今天正式发布。
So if the US is to be dominant in the world, it must have a self-strengthening movement, for which it has to reduce external commitments, and if there are external commitments, to get others to cough up. And if open borders results in uncontrolled migration, stop it. If free trade leads to further industrialization, protect domestic industries. In fact, encourage manufacturing to come back. That is what he wants. Can he succeed? We hope he succeeds. Because if he does not, and the US becomes a wounded lion, it will be very troublesome for the whole world. But it's not easy. Reform is never easy. And when I read of what Trump has been trying to do, putting Elon Musk in charge of Doge and all the other things, my mind went back to the end of the Qing dynasty, the Guangxi emperor, 戊戌变法. People like Kang Youwei and so on. In the end, after 103 days, Cixi Taiho intervened and stopped all this nonsense. And the people responsible were all executed. So when I look at the US today, what Trump is trying to do is very difficult. And he must make enough progress so that by the midterm elections, which is less than 2 years from now, he'll be able to retain both houses of Congress. If he loses one, the second half of his term is a dead loss. And to achieve this, he needs good relations with China. Because everything which the US does today depends on the reserve status of US dollar. So if they have a deficit, they can print more money. If there's a war, they can print more money. How do they finance 800 military bases around the world? It's not expensive. Every one of them costs billions of dollars. Well, since we all use US dollars, actually all of us are being taxed to finance the US deficit. Now China can stop this. But China is very careful because China knows that it's getting stronger relative to the US. So it rather not escalate. Don't show weakness, be firm, give concessions, but don't describe them as concessions. Describe them as compromises. So my belief is Trump needs stable relations with China. But he cannot show weakness. So the more he wants stable relations with China, the more he must criticize China, the more the defense secretary, the state secretary have to say bad things about China, so that they also cannot afford to show weakness. But the care with which he has avoided Taiwan as an issue, and the way he talks about Xi Jinping suggests to me there is hoping for some kind of a stabilization of US-China relations.
His unpredictable style would instead create better opportunities for better relationship between the US and China.
No, his unpredictable style is part of him. That's how he negotiates. I mean, he describes it in his The Art of the Deal. You know? One former Korean minister told me, he wants $2 from you, he'll ask for 10, and he'll scream at you. Then in the end, if he settles for 3 or 4, you'll be so relieved. And he'll put his arm around you and smile at you. He's a bully. And he knows how to bully people. Singapore is a small country, so we have to be careful.
How Singapore should respond. So, should we keep a low profile in this next 4 years?
I think we should try to stay in the shadow and don't attract attention. I mean, China's approach is so sad. You have all these problems in Eastern Europe, in the Middle East. Please concentrate on those problems. Don't let us distract you. Please concentrate on them. They're very important. That's China's approach. Our approach should be, yes, these are very serious problems, and we should help the US resolve those problems. And if they have some demands, if we can meet them, meet them. But if it's unreasonable, then we have no choice but to hold firm and take the unpleasantness. Because if you show weakness to a bully, you'll be bullied more. So at some point in time, you may get punched, but at least the bully knows that you're no pushover. But our best strategy is to have ASEAN as a buffer. And we coordinate within ASEAN so that we stand as a group. And as a group, we have more negotiating leverage and more ability to stand up to unreasonable pressures, whether from the US or from China or from somebody else.